fantastic. I mean, really, this couldn't have been any better. It's very inspiring, and really, thank you very, very much. I don't know whether I would have a few questions. A few. Oh. I just wonder if we could have perhaps just a couple of questions or observations you have, not too long, because we'll have the lunch, but we just cannot end it like that. So, Brad.
I just wanted to make this comment. I am so incredibly impressed with the way you started at age 21, for you to have such a profound thought process and to commit yourself to going to a mysterious continent, especially for someone like you who probably was in the Midwest at the time, I presume.
Yes.
It's tremendously courageous, and it's amazing. I thank you for your excellent presentation, and it's interesting that only for 3 years you were in Ethiopia, and you had done so much for the students, and you've come away with such wonderful memory, and thank you so much for sharing this with us. Thank you.
Anybody else? Any comment? Dr. Akilu.
Doug, you don't need another speech. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I thought you could be taped, and your presentation could be a kind of a first lecture for students of pedagogy in the future. I really found it very interesting, because in most cases that's what happens. Most teachers are not trained, despite what we say. Most teachers learn how to teach the way you did it, and you did it beautifully. But that isn't the point. The point that I admire most is how you go to a different culture and you become part of it. And President Kennedy obviously was a fantastic philosopher and a fantastic leader to think of this. And I have seen it in so many ways, that the Peace Corps that have come back, and not only from Ethiopia but from other parts, have really become different, enriched Americans, and have ended up enriching Americans. And he was a wise teacher, not just a wise president. Thank you very much for the presentation.
Thank you.
The reason why I asked Dr. Akilu to speak, it just is because when I called Doug, could you be our keynote speaker? He said, my God, I'm honored, but I don't think you're making the right decision. You should first ask someone like Dr. Akilu to be the keynote speaker. I can come always some other time. So please, first ask that speaker. I said, no, but we want you. So we had a discussion with the board, and we all said, no, I think Dr. Akilu is part of us. In any case, I called Dr. Akilu, and I told him that Doug wanted me to ask you that he should be. He said, what are you talking about? I'm the host. I'm invited. I'm part of the invited. He's the one. No, he should be. It's only then when I showed him that we've talked among ourselves, also with Dr. Akilu, and we like you, then he said, okay. But he first wanted to give, the opportunity for Dr. Akilu to be the keynote speaker. So thank you very much.
This is a note of thank you for Peace Corps, representing the Peace Corps, because I was one of those people who worked with the Peace Corps volunteers for many years. and I know the extent to which they have contributed to the education of Ethiopian young people. Very often people have ambivalent about their evaluation of the Peace Corps. I happen to be one of those who really appreciated the existence of Peace Corps in the Ethiopian educational system, because when I became the first director of the first secondary school in my hometown of Dire Dawa, the school would have been closed instead of opening had it not been for 7 Peace Corps volunteers with 3 Ethiopians and 600 students. Now you can imagine what that school would have turned out to be. So I want to simply say, after that I was involved in many Peace Corps ventures like evaluation systems in Ghana, in Sudan, in Ethiopia, in Dire Dawa, as well as in, I even visited the Salt Lake City training for representing the Ethiopian community, Ethiopian Ministry of Education. So, but what I want to say really is, in the name of all young Ethiopians who have benefited from the existence of Peace Corps in Ethiopia, I want to say thank you. Thank you.
Again, my name is Bogus. I met Mr. Eadie in 1965 or 64. We were at Angano together. I was there when Mr. Bodu gave you a good scotch of whiskey, remember? You did it right well. Your cigarettes, your thin ties, and most of the time it's your serious looks. And you're very slow, methodical, and with you got a very fine figure. What kind of upbringing you had, a very good mother, I'm sure. No problem about it. The last time I remember, we were together when Queen Elizabeth came to visit. We were on top of Mr. Gagne's Land Rover. So I was the first one to climb on top of the Land Rover, and everybody said, get out. And then you said, you can say that because you have lost face already anyway. And lastly, I want to thank you for your patience when you did my podcast. I remember I postponed it again and again and again because I was so busy. Thank you very much. I'm sure to leave a memory in the minds of young people, with a memory after 50 years, you must have done some fine job. That should be proud of you. Thank you so much.
Hello, everybody. I'm Henok Brooks. I just want to say impromptu. I wanted to say that I was not a student in your class, but I got to meet you through the current events. And Busrat and I and a couple of other students were fortunate to be selected for field service. And if I remember correctly, you invited us to your house and as a sort of orientation to American culture. We had some dinner, coleslaw, if I remember correctly, and potato salad. And it was great. Anyways, I just want to say thank you for this presentation, and I know Tariq very well. We're in the same town now, and I see him a lot. And it's, I'm sorry he's not here today. But,
I am too.
Yeah, but he says many wonderful things about you. So thank you again.
Thank you.
I think Doug is a fantastic host. He told us yesterday that he had a fantastic cook when he was there, who makes also great dessert. Makes a chocolate, fantastic chocolate cake made of onions. He was stating that a chocolate cake made of onions. Yeah.
My name is Mogas Ayala, another Mogas, and I too want to express my sincere appreciation for the outstanding presentation. But I also want to make a note that one of the pictures that you showed, one of the instructors, Lu'ul was one of the instructors in the Peace Corps. I see Aspire there, and there are some others. And that was truly an experience for us, and that has given us the opportunity to interact with quite a lot of individual Peace Corps volunteers who are now all over the country. Occasionally we meet some of them. But there was one individual that I really want to meet. I taught in a couple of summers, one in Utah, I see this friend, and another one was in, I believe in Maine, Lewiston, Maine. And that was after 60, I think it was in 1966, 67 after. So that was extremely memorable, and we truly appreciate what the Peace Corps volunteers have done. But I think it would be great to have the kind of presentation that you just gave, really bringing back many of the memories that we have, but not only memories, but also the kind of messages and the role that Peace Corps have played in the country, and the passion with which you made your presentation. It was really truly outstanding, and I want to thank you for that.
Thank you. Let me say just a word, if I might, just quickly. One of the things as I thought about this presentation that amazed me in retrospect is here are 300 largely inexperienced, enthusiastic Peace Corps volunteers who could have been a bit dangerous in many countries, given our inexperience and our enthusiasm. And I'm so struck by the fact that not once did anyone in the government of His Imperial Majesty give us any caution about what to teach, what not to teach, the rules we needed to follow. And do you realize I spent 3 years teaching history and English, and not once was I told a subject was off limits, so we could not. We talked about democracy, we talked about a number of issues. Of course, we didn't criticize the Ethiopian government. We would not have wanted to, but we did have very candid discussions. And when you think about it, that is pretty amazing that the emperor was willing to tolerate so many young people coming into his country and teaching so freely. I think it's something that deserves, Dr. Clearly, tremendous credit, and I'm sure you agree, to be that open. One characteristic, I think, of the emperor was that openness to the world. Whatever criticisms one might have, he did sincerely, I think, welcome the world into Ethiopia. And so, anyway, I wanted to share that. It seems strange now.
We have a couple of comments.
I couldn't believe that when you came back to, last time you were in Ethiopia, when you were teaching us, I never thought you were 21 years old, but I believe you were 21 years old. But nonetheless, I thought you was perhaps 35 years old, and we were very scared. Well, I have to be honest to you, I'm a little scared now too. But nonetheless, we thank you so much for the historical background you gave us and for everything we learned from you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Well, again, thank you very, very much, Doug.
May I ask you a question? Sure. Because when I was talking with you a couple of days ago over dinner, you said that whether I was invited to lunch or not depended on how well the presentation was.
Now,
he is tougher than I was in the classroom. And
More than
Am I invited to?
More than deserve it. You're gonna
Thank you.
for dinner and thank you very much. So